Shalom, shalom to the nation of Israel. Before we get started, all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the elders, the apostles, the brothers, the men at Great Millstone that ruled well, that taught me this truth. To the hopeful elect out there scattered abroad, unlike unto a speckled bird, tabernacle of King David, 144,000 mighty men, peace, blessings, salutations, and to the remnant, men, women, children, shalom, right? So this your brother Shopper. So I seen this article and I kind of put it, where I could, Lord willing, get to it later on, but so I kind of was watching Elder Apostle Gabar's video tonight, lesson, and the first thing came to my mind was get that article out, man. Do something. So here we go. How the Rothschilds took over the world. How the world. Let's do this before we get that. Let's get this scripture first. 2nd Esdras chapter 6 and 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched, and as for faith it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which have been so long without fruit shall be declared. The truth, right? How the Rothschilds took over the world. This is a truth that's hidden to most people. You mention the Rothschilds or say them name, them some rich people, or they're just some rich, wealthy, white man or whatever, or white family or whatever. That's it. Amschel Moses Rothschild was born in about 1710. Watch all of this stuff that's in here, though, brothers, especially you brothers out there and sisters that know. Right now, watch all this stuff that's in this article. He was a German Jewish. Now, remember, wasn't the Germans Germans, the Jewish, the Holocaust situation, right? But look, he was a German Jewish silk trader and money changer in Judaskin, Jew Street in Frankfurt. Around 1743, he placed a red hexagram sign, which numerically Red Shield Rothschild, which numerically and geometrically convert to the number 666 above the entrance of his door. His house was also red in color. Within 2 centuries, the Rothschilds instructed this hexagram sign to be made part of the Israeli flag. You see how it's getting good already. It is Israeli flag. He had 8 children with 6 Sucknon Lection, I don't know. One of his sons, Maya Amschel Rothschild, 1744 to 1812, is the founder of the Rothschild banking dynasty. Now, remember, the banks, was the original ones that profited from slavery, and not just in America, in the islands all over. They profited from slavery, right? Let's move on. He married Gudel Schnappel John Lectrin Rothschild in 1770, and they had 10 children together. Around 1760, Maya Amschel Bauer worked for a bank owned by Oppenheimer. All part of Rothschild's family, married, had children together. Maya was very successful and became a junior partner, where he meets General von Estroff, right? After Maya Amschel Bauer, father Moses Amschel Bauer, died, Maya changed his name from Bauer. See, look how he changed. Look, now watch this. After Maya Amschel Bauer, father Moses Amschel Bauer, died, Maya changed his name from Bauer to Rothschild, right? Roth, red, child, shield or sign, right? Remember, he had a red sign over his door, right? We read that. Maya Amschel Rothschild changed his name from Bauer, you know, which I think the elder Apostle Gabar, if I'm not mistaken, I looked it up before because he mentioned it, and it means peasant. I think it means Bauer means peasant, if I'm not mistaken. Maya Amshore Bauer, and I'll check it later on. And if I'm wrong, I'll come back to a part two because this kind of long. I want to get through this and bring some scriptures out, and then we'll close it out. But Maya Amshore Rothschild and his sons established what is known as the 5 arrows of banking. Watch. These golden arrows can be seen in the eagle's talons visible in a coat of arms city from Frankfurt, Germany. Now remember, he said he's a German Jew, right? But Frankfurt, Germany, it represented the 5 sons of the who managed the global banking houses of the Rothschilds, which included Frankfurt, London. London controls the United States. That's where their financial, even what's that? The bar and all of that shit. That's tied back to London as well. The legal system. Frankfurt, London, Paris, Vienna, and Nepal. Maya discovers that General von Estroff is acquainted with the court of Prince William the Ninth, William Ninth Landgrave of Hanover, known as Hasselmary. The royal house of William obtained his wealth by hiring out and exporting their soldiers to foreign countries for major profit. They was financing all of the wars on both sides. That's in here too. Maya began selling William the Ninth rare trinkets, treasures, and coins at extra low prices. Eventually, as planned, Maya is introduced to Prince himself, who is delighted with the modified prices. Maya even offers the Prince a perk for any new business opportunities William could direct his way. As a result, Maya Amshore Rothschild and Prince William joined forces and became business partners. Now remember, Britain, when it colonized, was all over the place colonizing and shit. In 1769, Prince William grants Maya approval to hang a sign on his business storefront declaring that he is M.A. Rothschild, an appointed court factor to His Serene Highness Prince William of Hanover. In 1773, Amschel Meyer Rothschild is born. Eventually, he would take over the Frankfurt Bank. He is the first of Meyer's sons who will all eventually enter the family business at 12 years of age, because that's when you become a man, 12 years around then. That's when Yahweh Shai was teaching in the synagogue. Teaching, and when they came, look, she said, why have you dealt with me and your father thus? And he said, don't you know I was about my father's business, roughly paraphrasing. He is followed by Salmon Rothschild, Mayer Rothschild in 1774. Mayer Amschel Rothschild creates the Illuminati. Told you, it's a lot of shit. It's a lot. It's one article. That's why I was like, yeah, I got a whole list for some. In 1776, Maya Amschel Rothschild created the Illuminati and hands over the organization's development to Adam Weishaupt. Weishaupt sneaks in the Continental Order of Freemasons with his Illuminati doctrine. So you Masons and all of that, you Masons, y'all on the side of the wicked. Whether you want to believe it or no, that's the white Masons and this and alright, whatever, man. This doctrine claims a new order for the human race under the dictatorship of Satan and his supporters. That's the Masons and the Illuminati, not just the Illuminati now, the Masonics, the Masons too. This view is accepted and spread like a wildfire and is pursued in Masonic lodges worldwide to this day. In 1777, Nathan Meyer Amschel is born, who was followed by Carl Meyer Rothschild, Meyer von Rothschild, founder of the banking families of Naples. He had a child named Adolf Karl. Watch, it gets real interesting. Get more interesting, right? Had a child named Adolf Karl. In 1791, Alexander Hamilton, a Rothschild representative in George Washington's cabinet, see how they spread. He's got his kids all over the place in every country up high with that money, waving money in people's face, right? And the Rothschilds infiltrated a central bank in the newly established United States colonies. This bank was known as the Bank of United States and was organized with a 20-year charter. Jacob or James Meyer de Rothschild or Baron de Rothschild was born in 1792, originally named Jacob. See, they trying to cheat. Jacob Meyer Rothschild. He is the youngest child of Meyer. He was a German French banker. He was a German and French banker. You see it, but he also claimed to be Jewish, right? Banker and is the founder of the French banking branch. Now they in France, right? They in London. They in London. They in France. They in the United States. This is how they took over the world. This article is telling you how they took over the world. He had 5 children. Amshar Mayer Rothschild married Eva Hanu, grants his son Nathan Meyer Rothschild a major sum of money and sends him to England to advance the family interests and waving money in the face and importing textiles, importing slaves and textile. This allowed him to establish a bank in the city of London known as N.M. Rothschilds and Son. In 1806, Prince Williams escapes Germany and assigns his 3 million fortune over to Meyer Amschel Rothschild for guardianship because Napoleon made it objective to abolish the rulership and influence of the House of because they was influencing shit. Nathan Meyer also marries Rothschild. Blah blah blah. Lionel Nathan. I'm just scanning through some of this stuff. There's some more here. That's why I'm scanning through. Salmon. Yeah, one leaving. That's in England. Salmon Mayer Rothschild launches the bank M. Von Rothschilds. In Vienna, Australia. They over there now. And Cameron Carr established a branch in Naples, Italy. The youngest son was sent to Paris in 1811. How they took over the world. Strengthening the family. Job 9 and 24. The earth was given into the hand of the wicked. Strengthening the family's ability to operate across Europe by opening the bank the Rothschilds Frères. This allowed them to profit by funding the Wellington's army in Portugal, financing wars, which required them to secure large quantities of gold and freight in favor of the British government. The charter established between Rothschild and the Bank of the United States in 1791 runs out in 1811, and Congress decided to vote against renewal. But watch what they did. Watch what they did. Andrew Jackson, the 7th president of the U.S. from 1829 to 1837, stated if Congress has a right under the Constitution to issue paper money, it was given them to use by themselves, not to be delegated to individuals or corporations, right? So they try to pull away, Andrew Jackson tried to pull away from the Rothschilds a little bit. Nathan Meyer Rothschild replied, either the application for renewal or the charter is granted, or the United States will find itself involved in a most disastrous war. In 1812, Britain, which was supposed to supported by the Rothschilds empire, declared war on the United States. The Rothschilds systematically arranged this war to cause the United States to build up a major debt due to defending themselves. Eventually, they would have to do what? Turn to them for money. Would have to surrender, which forced them to renew the charter for the Rothschilds' own bank for the United States. Meyer Amschel punishes perishes in his will, he establishes very specific rules that Rothschilds must obey. What's the rules? All major positions in the family business may only be held by family members, specifically only male members, which include a rumored six bastard son. Maya Amshar also had five daughters. Their Zionist empire also included mixed offsprings of Jewish descent. There ain't no such thing as mixed. Cousins, they had to marry. What's going back? In order to preserve their fortune, they had to intermarry with their first and second cousins. Yeah, you see this. You see this shit. No publication of their estates or inventory. Keep they shit secret. No legal action was taken with respect to the value of their fortune. And the oldest son, blah, 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 blah. Okay, moving on. Entrusted the boom. It got more in here. Watch, you gonna see. Hidden caskets, Germany escaping. The money was never truly returned by Rothschild to Prince William. Instead, their families married each other. Yeah, the Prince Link gave him some money. He didn't return it. So instead of him returning the money, they merged their families together. So it was pretty much like we kept the money in the family. To keep the money hidden, allowing both families to gain and grow the empire. Boo, boo, boo. The Rothschilds made no less than four profits on the sale of Wellington's paper. Boom, boom, boom. In 1815, Rothschild's brothers started their policy of financing both sides of the wars. Know why I read stuff like this too, man? Cause I know a lot of my peoples, they ain't gonna read stuff. They won't read nothing like this. They just won't read nothing like this. So I go through it, like they say, do find what you enjoy doing, or the Lord blessed you as far as able to bring to the truth and get at it, right? So this is one of the things that I enjoy doing. Going into history and pulling back the bullshit that they tell. In 1815, the Rothschilds brothers stated their policy of financing both sides of the war. See? Started their policy of financing both sides of the war by supplying them with gold. Wellington's army, Nathan in France, and Napoleon's army Jacob. And Nathan was in England helping them out, and Jacob was in France helping Napoleon out, right? Salakia, the ad about to go away. Give me a sec. Let me see. These brothers had banks spread across Europe. It allowed them to set up unmatched postal service. See, yeah, this is how they took over the world. These is more though. Why? It's even more than that. These couriers were the only ones allowed to pass with the French and English blockade. So yeah, the money men, we gonna let the money men through. When the war ended and the British defeated Napoleon, though past strategic planning made a return of 20-1 on his investments, which gave the Rothschilds complete control over the British economy, forcing English to establish a different Bank of England, which Nathan controlled. He would later state, I care not what puppet is placed upon the throne of England to rule an empire on which the sun never sets. The man who controls Britain's money supply controls the British Empire, and I control the British money. The newly established Bank of England, controlling by the Rothschilds, changed their approach of shipping gold to different countries by using their five banks across Europe to set up a banking system of paper credits. Yeah, we gonna keep the gold and we gonna start letting y'all use this paper money. And which is still used today. In 1816, the Rothschilds charter of the Bank of the United States, Bank of America, the Bank of United States, was renewed for 20 more years, giving the Rothschilds full control of the American money supply once again. After the French defeat at Waterloo, The French, they still control our money. They still control our money. Watch. Rebuilt in 1818, the Rothschilds brought large amounts of French government bonds, allowing them to take control of the French money supply. So they got control of the French money supply, the British money supply, and American money supply. And this in the 1800s. They also loaned the Prussian government, 5 million, I think is whatever the money over there in Britain is. I forget what it's called. In the year 1821, Karl Mayer Rothschild was sent to Naples, Italy. There he conducted many business deals with Pope Gregory and the Vatican, eventually coming to up with the Order of St. George. By 1823, the Rothschilds empire had gained complete financial control over the Catholic Church operation. So now they controlling the Catholic Church money too. You see this? How they took over the world. In 1827, Sir Walter Scott published a 9-volume set book series. In volume 2, he writes that the French Revolution was prepared by Adam Rothschild's Illuminati and funded by the Rothschilds European Empire. In 1835, the 7th President of the United States, Andrew Jackson, began placing the federal funds into banks managed by Democratic bankers instead of the Rothschilds Government Bank of the United States. Watch. This led to an assassination attempt being made on President Jackson, who would later declare that he knew the Rothschilds were at fault for the assassination attempt. The Rothschilds gained ownership over the Almaden Quicksilver mines in Spain. Dang, they all over, bro. This was important because quicksilver was a critical factor in the refining of the gold or silver. This established a basic world monopoly. For the Rothschild banking empire. Nathan Meyer Rothschild died in his bank. In the year 1873, President Andrew Jackson succeeds in overthrowing the Rothschild-controlled Bank of America. See, control Bank of America. Don't we still got a Bank of America now? Who crooked as hell? They always paying a fine. They be doing all kind of wicked shit. We still got a Bank of America to this day. It wouldn't be until the year 1913 that the Rothschilds could reestablish their third central bank in America, the illegal Federal Reserve. You hear that? It wouldn't be until the year 1913 that the Rothschilds could reestablish their third central bank in America, the illegal Federal Reserve. Who is the one that President Joe Biden, right to this day, is watching as they raise the interest rates? Who's the one? The Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is not owned by the government. The Federal Reserve is, we see it right here, is owned by the Rothschilds. Okay. And they'll say, oh, we got a board of directors now and this and this and that. Yeah, them dudes just sitting down there to make it look good. It's a head up there somewhere. It's one dude, that's the one fan, they controlling it, man. In 1838, Amschel Meyer Rothschild declares, permit me, see, look, this again. In 1838, Amschel Meyer Rothschild declares, permit me to issue and control the money of a nation, and I care not who makes its laws. The Rothschilds became stockbrokers of the Bank of England. This allowed them to set up agencies in Australia and California. Simon Meyer Rothschild buys the United States coal mines of Vic Device and a Hungary blast furnace company. Jacob Meyer, first railroad called. It's more in here, watch. In 1858, Lionel de Rothschild makes his seat in the British Parliament, making him the first Jewish member. They're not Jews. They're not. In 1861, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Israel is going to be on the bottom. We going to be going through the curses and this and that. We would not be a family that's running all of the countries and all of the money. That does not match the Bible. It does not. It does not match the Bible. But whatever. In 1861, the 16th president of the United States, Lincoln, secures loans through the Rothschilds to fund the American. That's how they made their money and keep you in debt. War. That's why United States always ready to go drop some bombs on somebody to fund the American Civil War via blah 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 blah. Italy unified. It's another part in here. Watch. There's some more in here. It's some more. They established D. Rockefeller to help establish an oil business, also known as the Standard Oil, who became the leader of the industry. They got their hands in the oil. Tsars of Russia, who had issues with the Rothschilds because he refused to let them set a central bank in Russia. And Russia's still one of the only countries that don't have a Rothschild-controlled bank in it. One of the only ones. In 1864, Abraham Lincoln discovers the feud and requests Todd to help fund the Civil War. Tosh agrees and sends parts of his navy to the coast, blah, 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 blah. President Lincoln is assassinated a year later. You going against the system. Not because he freed the slave. Yeah, shut up. They ain't had nothing to do with that. It was a plan for them to do that. You know, you go from free labor to, okay, we going to let y'all work and we going to tax y'all. And then we going to break up the families and then we going to tax y'all men and y'all women. Right into the hands. Block. It's still one more thing in here. One more thing. One more point I want to get. Look at this. They foreseen a tremendous booty if they could substitute two feeble democracies indebted to the finances to vigorous republic, confident and self-providing. Therefore, they started their emissaries in order to exploit the question of slavery and thus dig out the abyss between the two parts of the republic. Yeah, they was in slavery too. They was making money hand over foot. The 20th president of the United States, James A. Garfield, lasted only 100 days. Stated 2 weeks before he was assassinated in 1881, whoever controls the volume of the money in our country is absolute master of all industry and commerce. And when you realize that the entire system is very easily controlled one way or the other by a few powerful men at the top, you will not have to be told how periods of inflation and depression originate. What are we going through right now? Ain't your prices in the stores and for everything going up? It's still more. We got more. It's more in here. Look, Edmund James de Rothschild has a son named Maurice de Rothschild. Adolf Hitler is really Maurice de Rothschild with fake beard and hairpiece and carry out his father's Baron Abraham Edmund Benjamin James de Rothschild work. Huh? He was one of them. He was one of them. Oh, he was one of them. And he was acting under, working for a so-called one of them. Started off by saying he was the French Jew, German Jew, and all, one of them. James Edward de Rothschild has a son named Maurice de Rothschild. Adolf Hitler is really Maurice de Rothschild with fake beard and hairpiece and carry out his father Baron Abraham Edmund Benjamin James de Rothschild's work. Since the war caused a sugar shortage, Maurice would have also been the candy man, aka Willy Wonka. 1886, the French Rothschild Bank, the Rothschild became the biggest shareholder of the Beers Company, which included mining valuable stones in India, Africa. They was all over the place. And Hedge owed them so much money that Hedge was doing all kind of stealing to help to try to get out of these debts. They was in bed with these dudes. They achieved this by financing South Africa Kimley's diamond mines, Maurice the Rothschild future wife, blah, 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 blah. Purchased the Reuters news agency to gain control of the media. Visits Palestine, began helping fund the first Jewish in 1895. The first Jewish colonies located there. Blah 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 blah. It's still more. Meeting of the Zion in Munich. However, the meeting was rearranged and take place in Bastille due to the Jewish resistance. Meeting and you see what all of they was into, how they was controlling the countries and stuff like that. Yeah, you gonna have some people bucking up against you. What you expect? It is essential that suffering of the Jew. Please, man. Y'all all over the place, man. And all these countries making all this money and all this. How y'all suffering, man? Become worse and will assist and blah 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 blah. I shall induce anti-Semites to liquidate Jewish wealth, blah 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 blah. Herzog, blah 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 blah. Signed Amshel Moses Rothschild, placed house in Jew Street and their Zion's flag, hexagon thing that was red 666. Rothschild helped fund Henry and allow him to become dictator of the Pacific Rail Union, which would eventually also gain control of Southern Pacific Rail. The Jewish colonies by Edmund the Rothschild in Palestine. They will send him delegation. Woo, woo, woo. In hands once permit the James the Rothschild does not react very well to these news and states. Blah 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 blah. It's another part in here. Don't worry. It's gonna get juicy. And closes the bank. Rothschild heir. The Jewish Encyclopedia, Volume 2, 497 states, it is somewhat curious secret sequel to the attempt to set up the Catholic competitor to the Rothschilds that at the present time the latter are the guardians of the papal treasure. Yeah, yeah. The Vatican in bed with them too. Was nothing new. In 9, the Rothschilds insisted that the land was experiencing increased instability while the Rockefellers were simultaneously, and the Rockefellers ain't nothing but the Rothschilds too. They just changed their name to Rockefeller. Becoming a rising competitor, this was a lie because, look. This was a lie because in reality, the Rockefellers were the offspring of the Rothschilds through a female lineage. See, they just, you know what I'm saying? They own Standard Oil, which is why they sold their Carpathian Black Sea and Carpathian Petroleum to Shell, ain't Shell here in America, all over, and Royal Dutch, like a giant octopus. Talks about the Rothschilds bankings, Mr. Schiff had describe The Anti-Defamation League, ADL, is established in the United States by the Rothschild. Look, the Anti-Defamation League is established in the United States by the Rothschilds in 1913, which labeled anyone who challenged the global elite as anti-Semitic. See? This is also the year that they founded their last central bank, which still exists today, the Federal Reserve. After the Federal Reserve Act, this is who controls our money, right? And our interest rates, how much you pay. Oh, they don't control us. Well, the Federal Reserve just raised the interest rate up another 25%. The interest rates to buy a house right now is at 8%. And it was the Federal Reserve that put it up there. And you got to pay more money on the money you borrow now. Meaning that the bankers make a bigger profit. Meaning that the Rothschilds, banks, still controlling what goes on in America to this day. Right? See? Woodrow Wilson, the act established, blah, 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 blah. There's one more part in here. Watch. You won't see. Look, the Federal Reserve System is a private organization, also known as a charity, and is illegal. They also do not publish their accounts. No, they not. That's one of the things that we read was the Rothschilds decree. Don't publish none of our shit, man. Keep our shit private, man. gained control of multiple media agencies, European media major leagues, systematically shaped German individuals into believing war the way to go. Since the Rothschilds owned the media now, they were seldomly reported on. Blah, 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 blah. Baron von Rothschild both hosted meets in the World War I. Considered Jewish homeland, control of Palestine, handed Britain, which the Rothschilds ruled. Everything, how they set up everything, man. The London Times curiously features both Sheminis movement, high, blah, 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 leaders who provide the central movement, less than 75% were Jews. Yeah, but they oppressed. The Rothschilds were not happy with the Russians because they did not want them to establish their own central bank. Yeah, and they still mad at Putin. The International Jewish Yeah, I read this whole thing, and I was like, and I read some other articles, and I was like, this one article here had all of them articles I read pretty much to gather together in this. The Jewish movement funded by the Rothschilds end up slaughtering 60 million non-Jews and Christians in the Soviet-controlled region. Oh, we didn't do nothing. We didn't know. The people just picked on us for no reason. We were just minding our business. Yeah, okay. Let's see. It's one more part. Rail company. Rothschilds controlled supply of machines of IBM and produced punch cards, which allowed the Nazis to organize and identify the Jewish individuals and kept track of their confiscated property. So they helped them with computers, huh? Man, please, man. The Swiss bank secrecy laws are altered in 1934, making it a violation of any bank employee to breach bank secrecy. This was arranged by the Rothschilds to prepare for World War II, where again they would back both sides. Australian Bank of Vienna, blah blah blah, Rothschild and in 1938 after the Nazi settlement in Austria. Yeah, so they funded Hitler too. They funded him too. The biggest supporter of steel, Germany, and preeminent manufacturers. World War II, the Rothschilds control IG Farben, also produced the gas. Look, look at this. The Rothschilds control IG Farben, who also produced the Zyklon B gas used to exterminate the population. The Rothschilds also used the and other people in the concentration camps for slave labor. But they say they are Jewish too. They said they was too. Look, the book Inside the Gestapo, written by Rothschild, mentions Adolf Hitler's grandmother. Now watch this. The book Inside the Gestapo, written by Hans-Jürgen Kroller in 1940, mentions Adolf Hitler's grandmother, Maria Anna Stickengruben, and states a little servant girl came to Vienna and became a domestic servant at the Rothschilds' mansion. And Hitler's unknown grandfather must be probably looked for in this magnificent house. In Walter Langer's book, The Mind of Hitler, he supports this statement by writing Adolf's father, Alois Hitler, was the illegitimate son of Maria Anna Skugler. Anna Maria Skugler was living in Vienna at this time she conceived. At the time, she was employed as a servant in the home of Baron Rothschild. As soon as the family discovered her pregnancy, she was sent back home where Alois was born. You cannot make this shit up. Bush was the father of George Herbert Walker Bush, grandfather. Look, they all related, man. Both future presidents. He helped finance Hitler from America due to his funding this organization. Man, look, man. Funded World War II. Satan, the Jewish knew the hexagram represents the Moloch, which was the biblical name of a Canaanite god related to child sacrifice by means of fire of war. Yep. The stone owl located at the Bohemian Grove, worshipped by the elite, is also named Moloch and Ashtaroth, Lord Treasure of Hell. A hexagram also symbolizes Saturn, which has been identified as mystical name of Satan. This would mean anyone murdered in the name of Israel was in reality an offering to Satan. Man. man. A book called thought they control scores of industries, commercials, mining. But they say they the ish people. So if they the ish people and they supposed to be being put through it, persecuted, they supposed to how are they the ones doing all of the persecuting? How are they the ones doing all of the shit? But they the people of the Bible. How? Being private partnership, blah 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 blah. Statement showcases the true mission of the Rothschilds. It was their objective to eradicate all competition and establish their own global monopoly. Job 9:24, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. Yeah, that's really all I wanted to get. You see, they on some total bullshit. Just scan it through now. Look, one major reason for the historical blackout of the role of the international banker in political history is the Rothschilds were Ish. The Ish members of the conspiracy have used the organization called the Anti-Defamation League as an instrument to try and convince everyone that any mention of the Rothschilds and their allies is an attack on all Ish and all JOOs. Sound it out, JOOs. In this way, they have stifled almost all honest scholarship on internet. That's everything you learn in school is lies, man. Everything you learn in school is lies, man. An individual or book exploring this subject is immediately attacked by hundreds of ADL communities all over the country. ADL, yep, and they gonna attack you to this day. Actually, nobody has the right to be more angry at the Rothschild clique than their fellow JOOs. The Rothschilds, look, the Rothschilds empire helped finance Adolf Hitler. They helped finance him. IBM was controlled by the Rothschilds through their employees. IBM created the UPC, the Universal Product Code barcode, which was placed upon every product traded worldwide. And is in that chip. That chip they UPC barcode bears the mark of the beast 666. Yep. Elder Apostle Ramlod did a wonderful lesson one time going into that. The book of Revelation that no man might buy or sell. Yup. As they go back to that digital tag. See how it's all connected. As the sun, blah 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 blah. I told you this one article got a lot in it, man. Got a lot in it. Lord willing, when I post this video, I remember I put this link in there. This is an excellent read for the brothers. For the brothers. 2/3, they don't care. They don't care about stuff like this. I'm just scanning, make sure I don't miss no more meat. Get all that meat off the bone before I go. Get a couple of scriptures. French, British, former Federal Reserve under the chairman, in March 1992. Past atomic energy scientists stated that the Rothschilds now possess 80% of the uranium supplies globally, creating their nuclear power monopoly. So you gotta go to them for the uranium to make all these bombs. See, these dudes is wicked, man. September 11th, the Twin Tower was arranged by the United States, Britain, and Israel through an order received from the Rothschilds. It was their goal to gain security and control over the world while simultaneously eliminating the liberty. Dang, I don't even know about putting this video up. I'm gonna put it on my. I ain't gonna put it on my backup channel where I do my lives. I just put this one on my main channel. The Rothschilds' terrorist attack allowed them to gain power over the nations who refused to build Central Rothschilds Bank. One of those 7 nations was Afghanistan, at the time a nation without a Rothschild bank, but 9/11 changed it. See? This is crazy, man. Yeah. 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 How they took over the world. I know it was a long read, Salakia about that. Damn, 45 minutes long? Salakia, Israel. I had to do this. Let's get a couple of scriptures now. Salakia. I had to go into that. And, what can you do, man? What can you do? What can you do? Let's go Job 20 and 5. What can you do? What can you do? Job chapter 20 and 5. 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphant of the joy is short, that the triumphant of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own done. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. Yeah. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. Let's see, where is it at? 11. His bones are full of sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it, and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth, yet his meat in his bowels is turned. It is the gall of ass within him. He shall swallow down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. He shall swallow down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. The Most High shall cast them out of his belly. Yeah. 18. That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. Yeah, yeah, yeah. he shall not rejoice therein. I had to get a couple of scriptures. I just had to get a couple of scriptures. Salakia, I know I didn't, I understand if you don't watch the whole lesson. I understand. But I had to get it in, and I should have maybe did it in 2 parts. Should have maybe did it like that, but oh well. James 1, 5 and 1. I haven't did a long lesson like this in a minute. 5 and 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your misery that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and your silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. Yeah, man. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. You gonna give it back, man. You gonna give it back. We get this one right here. We close out. Again, my bad. I didn't know. I didn't intend on almost being an hour long, man. I didn't intend on that. Sirach 10 and 8. Sirach 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Yeah. So it's all good, man. The Rothschilds took over the world, and this is it right here, man. This is it right here. This is an excellent read. It's an excellent read. So with that one, we gonna say all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the elders, the apostles, elder bishops at GMS that rule well, that taught me this truth. To the hopeful elect out there, scattered abroad, unlike unto a speckled bird, tabernacle of King David. Tabernacle of King David, 144,000 mighty men. Peace, blessings, salutations to the remnant, men, women, children. Remain spiritual out there. Kwam Yasharala, and the Bible Bow. Barakatham family. Shalom.